memamu akwaba na asɛm abetodwa ɛwɔ sɛ yɛni ho enkomo ɛyie pa abusianfoɔ menakos Aboagye akwakopiem ɛwɔ news file so a ɔyɛ na dwuma te sɛ MPP communication team member na okoduru ho a odi ne nkomo no papa bi a yɛfrɛ ne Samson Lardi a ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ Joy News ɛyɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔbɛ defend the NDC
of you
ɔbɛnneɛma a wɔyɛ na wei mu na Menakos Aboagye nya ntoboaseɛ tena ase ɛde Samson Lardi kɔ school pa na baabi mpo na babɛte tomamento abɛsɛ menu nyina yɛnkɔ tie nsɛm a Menakos Aboagye kan ya ɛnam na no sunti a na sabio Samson Lardi enhu kwa ɔbɛfa so a ɔbɛyi na no yɛnkɔ yɛnsan emra sisia.
And as for you can't go and rest. You must go through the criminal procedure. That is selective justice.
Why is it selective?
Why not? Why is it that somebody has murdered my uncle, but that person can go on vacation? Why is that person getting that favoritism?
I mean, the person who is facing high profile.
Yeah, but what is a high profile case than murder?
Those cases.
What is a high
that
profile?
Have been isolated a high profile?
Is there no? That is witch hunting. That is persecution. That is where the selectiveness comes in.
You rather think so?
No, but why?
Isn't it rather the opposite? I mean, this is a criminal trial, and I know the cases you're talking about. The cases involving Hanan is one of them, because tonight we've seen that Godfred Dame and Atachia have both written to the Chief Justice complaining that they are being compelled to come to court during a vacation. But justice, they said, if delayed, is justice denied.
How about the woman?
Yeah,
how about the woman who is waiting?
Case.
No. But that's the case. So that is the selection.
So if the Chief Justice believes this must be expedited, you should be applauding.
So that is the selectivity. So I'm right. You've just validated what I am saying. So you agree with me that in our justice system, the Chief Justice, the judiciary, let me use the judiciary, so I don't personalize it, is using its discretion to determine what they believe.
Yeah.
That's
a prerogative of the Chief Justice.
Exactly. So it's selectivity. You agree? So I am not wrong.
But the fact that it's select doesn't mean that it is.
It is selectivity.
It is injustice.
You cannot define it other than it is. I haven't said injustice. I haven't used injustice here. I said selective justice. That is what I have said. I haven't used injustice.
Yeah. So but it's not. It's impractical to have all cases heard during.
But the problem is that the problem is that
based on the
when you do categorization, we look at the character and nature, and we know what you are doing. All the so-called high-profile cases are your political opponents. That is what it is. So clearly, you don't have to come and tell us what you are doing. Why is it that when you were selecting cases for special arrangement, not even a single murderer? So those citizens, they don't matter. The families who have lost their family members to murderers and other people, rapists, they are all criminal cases. Those families, they don't matter. You couldn't find one that was of importance to you, except your political opponents. That is selective justice. There is no doubt about it. You can garnish it, you can spice it, but that is the truth. I mean, that is the truth.
If you had your freedom on the line, you wouldn't be happy that your case is going to be heard quickly.
No,
you believe you are innocent.
No, you see, it's not an issue of your case being heard quickly or heard slowly. It's about a system that ensures fairness to everybody. That is what it is. Why is it that the woman who has lost a father or a husband would not enjoy fast trial? Because the husband who is dead is not a politician. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you are selectively applying justice to the citizen.
You seem to be suggesting that there's more to this dispensation.
I'm not
around
suggesting
those
it is a fact.
What more is there?
No, I'm not suggesting.
Yeah, what's the fact?
It's a political case. It's not a political case.
When you say political case, what do you
mean? It's not your political. It's not the government's political opponents that are in that list.
No, I mean, there are people who are being held accountable.
Ivan, stop
before a court of
complaint. Stop that. It's 9 p.m. There are a lot of senior people watching.
No, but they held public office.
Yes.
And they're being held to account.
Yes.
Or they're still watching.
Yes. Why? The Auditor General's report that came now, 5.1 billion Ghana cedis loss. Are those people not in office now? Are they not in office? Which of them is in court?
But what's the point there?
No, the point is that there are issues in that audit report. Which of them is in court?
Yeah, but those cases have to be investigated.
Yeah, but they can go.
You can't just put
but those ones can
based
go.
On Auditor General
but those ones can go slowly, and that of your opponent can be fast tracked. So again, you've come to validate my point. So the ones that involve the people that are in government can go slowly, at its own pace. Or we need to take our time. We need to. But the ones that involve your political opponent, let's fast track it. You validated my point. So that is also one of the things that, you see, when it is happening to me, you may think that because it's happening to me, it doesn't matter. But once it becomes a convention, once it is done and it becomes a precedence, everybody is taking a cue from it. So next time, it will be used against you. And what is being used against you, do you know what will be the reference point? The one that was being done to others and you did not speak about. That is what will be used as a reference point against you. All we are saying is that let's protect our democracy and make it fair for everybody. Because you don't know when you will be the one in front of the barrel of the gun. That's what we are saying. So don't be so happy today because it's been done to other people. Those people, none of them have been proven guilty for anything yet. They are in court. You understand? So don't be so happy. Ask yourself, hey, if this thing should be used against me, what would I do?
I mean, what thing though? I mean, they are being tried before a court of competent jurisdiction. Isn't that where you want to be? If indeed somebody accuses you of doing any wrong.
I have explained it enough. I don't have to belabor the point. I've explained why and how I think it's.
No, I mean, but you're making. You made the point about being selective. But I'm saying that in a democracy, if you are accused, you have to go before a court, which is what has happened.
Nobody's disputing that.
Yes.
We are saying that.
But you're saying that because the case is going to be heard during the legal vacation, one, it is selective, but impractical to expect that every other case will be heard.
Yeah, but how come all the list, how come all the list of selected ones doesn't have any other ordinary citizen apart from your political...
Beyond those two, which other cases back the case that this is a bigger...
Tell me which other case is part of that list. I'm not a political opponent. That's what I'm saying. That is what we define it.
This is not even beyond the Hanan and the other case. I'm asking you, making a broader case about why you are protesting tomorrow, and that you're protesting because you believe there is selective justice. You mentioned those two cases. Which other case? Because you believe this is a trend. This is something that it's basically happening to damage our democracy.
The trend is established by the elements. The trend has been established by the elements in the subset. If you're able to pick from the list of cases that are being heard during the vacation, if you're able to pick one, that is not a political opponent, then you can dispute my fact.
No, I mean, so that is one example.
You should be answering that question, not me.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not protesting.
So I have proven it. I have proven it with the set.
I'm asking a separate question.
So I have proven it with the set. When you look at the set,
so
not a single one of the vacation cases is not a political opponent. That answers
I'm just saying, that's fine. I'm asking you, that's one example backing the accusation of selective.
But that's the only example.
That's the only.
Yes.
Does the said Natamaklo case feature at all?
No. Why was that an issue? They've gone to the appeal. The Attorney General is responsible for the case. The Attorney General says he's going to appeal. How is that an issue? Does
the wound-to-me incarceration also feature?
What to me is a political prison. That's why there's no doubt about it.
I mean, is that also a reason?
This evening, as we speak, we have people doing galamsey on the road to Kumasi at Konongo. They are not in jail. This evening, as we speak, on the streets going to Kumasi, Konongo roadside, people are doing galamsey. They are not in jail.
Yeah, but you can't just
no.
You have to try them.
That's exactly. But they are not even arrested. They are still doing it. Broad daylight in campuses on the campus of schools.
But does that justify wound to me?
No. So I am saying that flags wound to me, and then ask a question of why him.
Why him? He was found
so I leave guilty. I leave that answer.
I mean, but there's a difference between the court has found him.
I'm not discussing. I'm not discussing the guilt. The merit of the matter.
Why him?
No. Why him? I'm telling you that the merit of the matter has been discussed enough.
Yeah.
I am saying that as we speak, even the president himself said that he doesn't dispute the fact that his own government people are involved in Galamsey. There are people in this government that have been referred to Yoko for investigation in Galamsey for over a year and a half now. They have not even been invited to be queried. The national organizer of the NDC said that nobody has even invited him. So if Dwenewoho is in jail for Galamsey, and we tell you that it is because of his political affiliation.
Not because you believe he's actually guilty.
The belief of guilt or otherwise, the court has determined
that he is.
I am saying that if you live in a society where...
Isn't that...
So think about it. If you live in a society where if MPP comes to power and Miracles is doing Galamsey, he could walk free, but Evans will be jailed, you should be afraid. You should be worried. Don't be happy about it. That is all I am saying. I am telling you that if you are a citizen and if you are watching me, and that, like you are saying, if that is the case, that there are people in this government that are neck deep in Galamsey to the extent that they've been referred to the security agencies. No, I'm not saying they've been referred to the security agencies, but they have not even been invited. The gentleman said it himself. He has not even been invited, but there has been a fast track within 6 months incarceration of an opponent who is also accused of Galamsey. Be worried because the precedence is being set.
What the precedent?
It may be CPP, it may be PNC, it may be PMP. But what you are basically telling the country is that tomorrow, when another party is in power, you see, no government will be in power forever. Even in our darkest ages, even with military rule, there was change of government. Even in military, even with guns, even when people were being dragged from their rooms and being shot in the head in this country, there was a change of government. So don't delude yourself and think that I am in power today and I'll be in power forever. There will be a change in government one day. It could even be your own party, but you will not be part of it. And that precedence of leave the people who are close to me to do what they have to do, but let me go after my opponents who are also accused of doing the same thing and incarcerate them will be used against you.
You made the point. I've heard NPP executives made the same point about, well, you will not stay in power forever. Parties will come and go. Is that to suggest that when NDC, MPP comes back to power, you would pay back, if you like?
No, I'm not. I haven't said that.
Okay.
I am saying that.
But the point is what?
Precedence becomes law.
Okay. So you use the precedent against the NDC.
That's why I'm speaking. That's why I'm speaking against it. I'm worried about it, Evans. I'm genuinely worried about it. I don't feel safe. I won't lie to you. I told you I've written to the Chief Justice. I personally, I don't feel safe.
Why don't you feel safe?
Because I talk. I can't stop talking. I can't. I love to talk. I love to debate.
You feel your life is threatened?
No, I feel that my mouth will put me into trouble. That is what I feel. I feel that my mouth... No, I am just saying, and it's not just me. So the thousands of people who are coming on the streets tomorrow, that is how most of them feel. That if we don't have anything at all in Ghana, it is our free speech. It's our democracy. It's the fact that we are able to freely express ourselves without any fear of being targeted. That is what it is. So if you are in government today and you are excited, you are happy that some of your opponents are being targeted because you think they are loud, they have free speech and everything, you should be worried. Because what you are telling me, Miracles, is that when one day I have an opportunity to also be in government, I should also target people who are loud and are loud mouth.
But the accusation, really, to be fair, has been leveled against both NDC and MPP.
Yes, I agree. That's why I'm saying that I am speaking up. I'm sure those in government today who are also perpetrated.
Yeah, I mean, they also demonstrated against at the time.
So those of us who are in demonstrating tomorrow, we are demonstrating against oppression. We are demonstrating against free speech, the attack on free speech. We are demonstrating against political persecution. We are demonstrating against selective justice. We are demonstrating against the judges who are obviously aiding this criminality and wickedness against fellow citizens. That you can keep somebody for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months because he hasn't been able to fulfill. See, you are placing 20 million bail bond conditions on citizens. And the only reason why there's a bail bond is that when you are looking for the person, you find the person. 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, 60 million on your fellow citizen. Do you sleep? Are you able to sleep at night? And this person is not able to meet this condition and is in jail. There are people who are still in the cells for 4 months because they haven't been able to find somebody to bring 20. How many people in this country can make? The case I was telling you about today, you know what the condition for the gentleman is? To bring 4 civil servants who earn not less than 30,000 Ghana cedis a month. 4 civil servants who earn not less than 30,000 Ghana cedis a month. And this condition was brought upon a citizen by a judge. How do you sleep, Evans? How do you expect these young people, this young guy, who may have actually committed a crime? He may. But the law says that even though he's committed that particular crime, he's entitled to a bail so that he can appear and show up whenever he's needed. How do you expect him to find how many civil servants in Ghana earn 30,000 Ghana cedis? And you want him to bring 4. That is what we are demonstrating tomorrow.
2 quick questions. One on the demonstration and one on this wound to me additional reason that forms part of the bouquet of reasons. On the wound to me one, I've always been curious. Considering that he's been convicted of facilitating illegal mining, also considering that the first time evidence ever emerged that the company that he ran and owned, the Kunta, may be involved in some illegal mining, was really something that happened under the MPP itself when the Lands and Natural Resources Minister then, Dwenewoho, issued a statement and said, well, Kunta mining, whatever they were doing in a forest reserve is illegal. That's the first time. And then civil society wrote petitions at the time using that as the evidence, asking the police to investigate. That was the first time this came up. And then, of course, the raid under this government led to the arrest of the people. And then what has happened has happened. Yeah. Consider all that, right, that has happened. Isn't it damaging possibly for the MPP to be seen almost to be defending him?
It is the lamest of points.
To be defending him.
It is the lamest of points.
In the midst of the consensus around illegal mining and what it's doing to our environment.
It is the lamest of points ever to be made by anybody. You know what is damaging? What is damaging is the president himself admitting that his own party people are involved in Galamsey. That is the most damaging. That the president of the republic, who is supposed to go after the people who are perpetrating this criminality, admits that his own people, what it means that you and I don't know them, but he does, are engaged in the illegal mining, and yet he hasn't been able to bring them to book. That is what is damaging.
So that is, let's assume for a second what you're saying is true.
No, don't assume. That is what it is. He said it.
It is a claim. It's a claim.
No, but he said that.
I'm not talking about what
Didn't he say?
That's a matter of fact.
No, but that is more damaging.
No, that's the view you're expressing. That's your view. Let's assume that interpretation is correct. That is a precedent and the damage that you believe he incurs for himself and his party. I'm asking you about your approach on Room to Me. Doesn't that also, for a party that wants to regain power, for a party that wants to be seen as a good alternative to an NDC that you want to replace, considering the importance of Galamsey, and even the suspicion of it alone can be damaging, right? And remember, Room to Me has a lot of civil society petitions against him already, even before this government came to power. Isn't the MPP position on Room to Me one that, in the long run, can damage the MPP's brand?
No, if the president of the republic admitting that his own party people are the ones perpetrating the criminality doesn't damage our opponents, they will survive.
Let's talk about...
Wait, don't go yet.
Okay, so you will survive in spite of
don't
how
go
people
yet.
view
Don't go,
your
no, but the
approach.
people are viewing the president in a worse form.
Yeah, but that's the precedent.
What are you talking about? We are in a competition with somebody. We are in competition with somebody. The decision makers are making a choice. So they have variables. If you think that the decision makers would go for the NDC, even though they admit that they are the ones perpetrating this criminality, then why should the MPP be worried?
Okay.
The national executive, national officers, let me tell you, your own channel showed us a video of the NDC chairman for Upper Denshire East strangling a military man at a Galamsey site, asking him to leave. That is not damaging to the NDC, then we'll survive.
Okay. Let's talk about your ambition, which is that the Miracles Aboagye wants to be the MPP's communications director. Why do you want to be communications director?
I think that we are at a point where we need to be able to drive a conversation that will get this government to set up. And I think I fit in that seat to be able to get my party comms architecture going. Listen, Evans, as we speak, it's been 2 years. I mean, let me say it roughly. We are inching towards 2 years of this government in office. They cannot show you any proper, monumental, life-changing thing for the people of this country. And yet, do you know what they do? Deflecting. They deliberately deflect. Every day they will introduce something that is minor. So you see, they are majoring in the minors and using that to cover up the real issues that affect the people of this country. And that is where the MPP need going forward. And that's where I come in. I will be the comms director that would build a communications architecture that is so sophisticated, so complex, that we are going to send the message down to the last person at the police station for them to understand that in the midst of the noise, this is what is missing, and this is what we should be looking at. The young people don't have jobs. Today, unemployment has increased from about 25% or so to over 30% in this country. Nurses and teachers were promised, they were made a specific promise. I will give you automatic placement. They are home. Teachers were given a specific promise. You would no longer write your licensure exams. They are writing it. Poor people who had graduated from senior high school were given a specific promise. We know that you are poor, and that is why we gave you free SHS. We don't understand why when you finish free SHS, we expect you to look for money to pay before you enter the university. Moving forward, when you vote for us, you will not pay anything and then you enter the university. We will pay the money to the universities as a grant. All you have to do is gain admissions, no stress-free. Not a single Ghanaian has received stress-free fee in this country, not even one.
But the budget and accounting for it doesn't back the evidence.
You see, the problem is
and then by the way, and then we checked this, spoke to students, and they confirm that the first years have indeed been reimbursed for what happened at the beginning of the term. So I wonder why.
So you see, that is where I come in. That is why I'll be a very unique communications director. You see, you aided the deception of the populace. You aided the deception of the citizens. And I'll explain to you why. You went to ask students who have been reimbursed whether they've received their reimbursement. The promise that this government made to those poor children was not reimbursement. They said that you will not go through any stress, no stress fee for level 100 students. Now, you come to office and you tell the students that when they gain admission, even though they are poor, they should go through stress. And that if they are lucky and survive the stress and find the money and pay the fees and get into the school, then they apply for you to reimburse them. Was that the promise? You deceived you. You aided this government to mislead the country. And I'll explain to you, I'll make another point to you. That promise that the president made was on the back of students who are poor, gain admission, are unable to get loans, are unable to raise the resources, and remain at home. There was a gentleman in Adeso who completed senior high school, gained admission to Legon, but was weeding, couldn't find money to go and pay fees to the university. Those were the children that the no stress-free fee loan fees was targeting. Now, this guy who couldn't find money to go to the university is still at home. And you say you are going to reimburse to those who found the money to go to school. How about those who remained at home? So did you see? Wait. So did you see the number of? Hold on. Don't step back here. No, don't step back here. Let me make the point. Did you see on social media the number of poor children who were soliciting for funds so they can go to the tertiary institutions? So let me ask you a simple question. You came to tell me I had gone through secondary education for free. I pick my bag, I enter the school, I eat for free, I read for free, I sleep for free, and you told me that even though the government of the day has given me free senior high school, and I've gone through it without paying a dime, and I'm done, I should vote against him and vote for you. You know why? Because that government that gave me free SHS did not give me free university. So what would I do? Even though I am indebted to him, I voted against him and voted for you. Now you come, and you tell me that in order for me to benefit from that promise you gave me, I should go and hustle, go through stress. If I'm lucky and I get the money and I get into the university, then I apply for you to reimburse me. So now you agree with me that not a single Ghanaian has received a free express fees.
A few facts to correct. First, the government made a promise dependent on the budget.
No, please. Miracles. No, but that is false.
Miracles.
Oh, I should let you finish.
Miracles. It's a question. My job is to ask a question. Your job is to answer. So, government made a promise contingent on the budget. These are timelines, factual timelines.
Which promise? When is the promise and contingent? What are
let me finish. Then the budget was read. Remember that the budget was read in March of last year.
No, wait. Before you continue, don't confuse us. No.
Just a second.
Wait, is that promise contingent or what? Wait.
Miracles.
No. Evans, hold on.
No.
Promise. There was no promise contingent on anybody.
Miracles.
That is false.
Let me ask the question.
No, but what you are saying is false. There was no promise contingent on anybody.
I'm not here to debate. I'm here to ask a question.
No, but so it's a lie. It's a lie.
Miracles. Listen to the question, and then you can answer.
Proceed.
Okay? Because if you don't hear the question, you'll be jumping the gun.
Proceed.
So government reached the budget in March. By March, when the budget was read, these are timelines. When the budget was read, the university students were in school. Government's explanation at the time was because they had already enrolled before the budget was read, or everybody who went in before the budget was read would be reimbursed. What you do is to check if the reimbursement has happened. And I'm coming back to the point you're making about media deceiving the public. You check if indeed people have been reimbursed. The check checks out, they've been reimbursed. So your point that somebody was misleading anybody, again, doesn't check out.
No, it does.
Now,
can I speak now? I didn't ask me a question. You said it was a question.
The question then is,
okay,
based on the budget and the government explanation, what is the point about that the government indeed misled the students?
You know me, I'm the last
What's the
person.
point of that?
I'm the last person.
When the timelines, as we saw play out last year, just lent itself, according to the budget of 2025, right, to the admission process preceding the budget. How do you square
the way you are struggling? It's not your fault. You didn't make that promise.
It's a simple question. How do you square that timeline into the budget?
Can I now speak without interjections? I allowed you to ask the question. So first of all, what I told you, that no single Ghanaian has benefited from a no-stress fee in Ghana is fact. You have just explained and buttressed my point. That indeed, whatever the Ghanaian students have received is post-stress. After the poor child has stressed and luckily gone into the university, then he applies for reimbursement. So you've supported my point. You still haven't been able to tell me one Ghanaian child.
But that was,
I beg you.
But that was a policy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I beg you. I beg you. Don't do that. But why you do? But no, you can't do that.
No,
you ask the question. You let me land.
Miracles. No.
Okay, you finish and I'll speak without interjection.
No. Miracles.
It's okay. I'll let you finish.
I am not your co-panelist.
But you are debating me.
I'm not. I'm asking you.
No, so let me speak. You are debating me.
Miracles. Let's stick.
But you are done.
Answer.
You finished the question. Let me speak.
Miracles. Pause. Take a deep breath. Simply listen. I am not competing with you for communications director, am I?
No, I'm competing with you on the ideas. We are competing on the ideas.
I am not.
Because you told me that you checked the facts. And I'm telling you that you are false.
Miracles.
You are wrong.
Pause. Deep breath. Just listen to my question.
But you've asked the question. You didn't let me answer. You are changing the question.
Pause. Deep breath. Remember,
proceed.
You are not addressing me, you are addressing the audience.
But the audience are worried about you because you are not allowing me to speak to them.
Pause. Take a deep breath.
Proceed.
Remember, my job is to ask the question.
Proceed.
You answer. I am not making a statement.
Proceed.
I am asking a question.
Proceed.
I am asking you based on, you said no fee stress.
Yes.
Which was the original intention of the policy. The policy says, for first years going to school, government will give you no free stress. Government explained, and I'm running by you, government explained based on your conclusion. No.
Listen, you're not saying anything new. Ask the question. You've said this already.
Government explained that because the money wasn't there at the time, for first year students, this will not be implemented the way it was originally planned. But going forward, having now received the budget, so for example, this year, those who are going to school in September will not have that problem. That's the government explanation. You reject that.
Can I speak now?
You reject that government explanation.
I beg you, let me speak. Don't tell me how to explain it. First of all,
and I'm not telling you how to explain it. I want you to construct. No.
Oh, don't do that. If you do that, no. But you are done. You are done with your question. Can I speak now?
Just one point.
Okay, continue, Evans.
Take a deep breath.
Evans, I've breathed enough.
Take a deep breath and listen to me. I'm saying I am not arguing with you.
But can I speak now?
Don't frame it as I am arguing with you. I'm asking your question.
But can I speak now?
You please.
So don't interject me.
No, you can't say that because this is my show. If I have a question, I'll ask you.
I'm a stakeholder on the show.
You do. I invited you.
I have rights on the show. Once you invite me, I have rights.
True, you do. I respect those rights.
So let me speak.
But you can't say that don't interject.
Okay, Evans, interject me as much as you want. Let me speak now.
Proceed.
Evans, how many academic years have we had since, how many batches of first years have we had since this government came to office?
Answer the question.
Two batches. We've had 2 batches of students going to the university first years since they came to office. 2. You've made an excuse for the 2025 early years 1. How about the second batch? What is the excuse for that one too? So you see, I am right. You are wrong.
It's a framing of your answer. It is. I'm asking you a question.
But you.
I didn't make a statement. No miracles.
Okay. Those who claim. So not you. Those who claim that I am wrong. Those who claim that the students in Ghana went to school and they were given reimbursement, so that makes up for the promise, are wrong. You made a promise. The promise had a premise, had a background. The premise and the background for that promise was you wanted to prevent dropouts. These dropouts, having access to loans to even come to the school from family members or banks is even a challenge. So you wanted to eradicate it completely. So you lured them to go and queue and vote for you with the promise that when you come, all they would need is to pick their bags. You pay their fees as grants to the university so they go to the university. If you have changed that promise, tell us. But don't come and mislead us that the new thing that you are implementing that is strange to us, we haven't heard before, is what you promised us. That is disingenuous. That is disrespectful to the people. What is being implemented is not no stress fee policy that was promised. What is being implemented is post-stress fees. That if God blesses you and you are poor and you're able to find fees and go and pay the university and you go, then you can apply for reimbursement. That wasn't the promise. And when I said it, you said, no. We have checked the numbers, and when we checked, government had reimbursed. And I said, you are right. Government has reimbursed them, but that is a different policy. That is not the promise that government used to lure the young people to go and queue and vote for the government. I went to the university with a student loan. You know how student loans work? When you get admission, you go and apply, you get admission, you pay your fees and go to school. When you enter the school, you use your admission letter to apply to Senate for the loan. And then Senate will disburse the loan to you maybe in the second semester. You hear us scream, loan nabao. That has always been in existence. That is what is being implemented now. Get admission, hustle, get money, pay, go to the university, apply for fees through the student loan transfer. That has always been there. I used that to attend University of Ghana between 2003 and 2007. So that is not the promise that this government made. So if I tell you that not a single Ghanaian has benefited from that, I am right. And if you say I'm lying, then you are wrong.
Again, I will repeat.
I said if you say, if you haven't said that, what's your problem? Okay, if anybody says.
Miracles. Remember, I say it to my political friends, and I'll say it to you. You're just young like me. When you are being interviewed, you are not.
No, but you are the one that attempted to fact check me.
No.
And you got it wrong.
No, Miracles, Paul.
You got the fact check wrong.
I'm saying it to you again.
You got the fact check wrong.
I'm saying to you again. When you're being interviewed,
you proceed. It's okay. Proceed.
When you're being this is important. When you're being interviewed, I'm asking the question on people's behalf, and you're speaking to the people.
No. It's different when you are asking a question from when you fact check me. You did fact check me. That's what you did. Let me also give you an advice. We are all young people. If you are also interviewing me and you are going to fact check me, get your facts right.
No, okay, so
that's all I am.
So
let's proceed. I take your advice.
Again, on that point, there were 2 things that need to be checked, which I told you. One was had the people been reimbursed? That's what I was speaking to.
But who is talking about reimbursement? Who said no stress-free fees?
No.
You introduced reimbursement.
Miracles.
I was telling you
what has happened, which is factual. You say it wasn't no free stress, which you're entitled to. That is the whole point of question and answer.
Okay, so the point, so the fact has been established that. So let me continue. The fact has been established that no Ghanaian, and I insist, and I'm right, no Ghanaian student in the last 2 batches has benefited from the no stress-free fees. That is the point. I was making the point that these are very, very important conversations that need to be had. We need to have these conversations. We need to talk about these things. Fuel prices today are higher than they was when they came to office.
You mean the word? Let's go back to something.
I'm just making a point. Let me land. You asked the question.
Yeah,
it was a digression.
No,
so let me land.
Yeah, I don't want to digress.
So these are very, very important conversations that require a communications director, that would be able to in the midst of the noise. Because it's very difficult. See how long you and I have taken to deal with this.
No, it's fine.
In the midst of the noise,
it's fine.
Let's be able to
return
speak to the heart of the people on the realities of the issue.
There are few things you said when you launched